covered her whole head, face and neck. At just 6 weeks old, Fiona was struggling to breathe and doctors weren't sure how much longer she would survive.
But she did, and has since overcome so much. Fiona, her husband Alistair and her daughter Evie May are with us now, and welcome. It's very nice to have you here. And actually, welcome back, because you aren't a stranger to this show, are you?
No.
No, you've been here before.
Yeah, it's very nice to be back here with you.
It was, I think it was in October 1999 that you were on with Richard and Judy, weren't you?
Indeed, yeah. It was a few days before our second wedding anniversary, yeah.
Look at that, there you go. There you are. So back now, once again, to chat, because it is such an inspirational story.
Thank you.
Your mum was aware, right from the word go, that there was an issue.
Yeah. I was born on a Thursday. The next day was the royal wedding, and my mum was told during the royal wedding the bombshell was dropped of what was wrong with what she thought was her perfectly newly born baby girl, that I did in fact have a condition called cavernous hemangioma. Yeah. It wasn't at that point that they knew definitely how far it would go, but they knew it was serious.
Well, it was, I think, 6 weeks old, and you were christened and given the last rites.
At 6 weeks old, I was admitted into hospital, yes, and on New Year's Day, 1974, I was given my last rites, not expected to survive. That's indeed correct, yeah.
And you did. I mean, you were in hospital pretty much constantly for that first year, just to stabilise you, and in all, up to date, you've had 73 operations.
Indeed, yeah. I came home to join my family when I was roughly about 14 months old, but even at the point when I went home, I wasn't a well child. But thankfully, I had phenomenal parents, phenomenal brother, and my grandparents played a very large part in it, and they nurtured me. And thankfully, yeah, I was given the chance to survive. Less
nurturing from some of the people through your life that you've come into contact with?
Unfortunately, society is society, and yes, it hasn't always been easy. And it does hurt, and it did hurt, but you fight and you keep going and you get on there. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're that age, your emotions can be like a volcano. Yeah. But they did. You have to get on with it. And I would say I was a bit too stubborn, and I kept fighting, and I was going to enjoy the life that I'd fought to achieve, really, and I had to do my parents and my grandparents proud.
Well, I don't think stubborn. I think maybe that inner strength that you have, which is remarkable, actually.
Thank you.
4 years old, there was a surgeon in particular, wasn't there? And he'd rebuilt a boy's face after it had been disfigured from a flesh-eating disease. Yes. So he'd worked on this kind of thing before, and it was his surgery, actually, that really helped you.
Yeah. Briefly, my parents were given a well-known magazine, and they read about the surgeon in Glasgow that was doing pioneering work. And the day after my 4th birthday, I travelled up to Glasgow and I saw him. Because many of the surgeons up to this point, what you have to understand is that they didn't want to touch me till I was 18. So my parents were very conscious of the fact that I would never have a normal childhood if I was left in the state of the pictures that your viewers have seen over the screen. So they fought, and they had to find that treatment for me, my parents and my grandparents, and he agreed to start the long journey of surgery, and the following spring I had my first operation.
Well, this sequence of operations that you've had, the 73, have just come to an end. Yes,
I mean, last year I don't have that surgeon any longer. I have a wonderful new surgeon here in London. Simon's a wonderful man, and not only is my surgeon, he's my friend. I'll actually see him later this afternoon to get a check-up while I'm here. But, yeah, because to have a confidence in your surgeon is like a family member, because it's such a personal relationship. He is moulding how I look to the world, really. Yeah. And thankfully, because I have had such good surgeons, I'm quite happy when I look in the mirror,
You went, well, of course, absolutely. And you went into nursing, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a natural path for me, Philip, because I wanted to give something back to the wonderful community where I live in Grimsby and Cleethorpes, because they did a lot of fundraising over the year, the community. My parents had to fund a lot of it, and my grandparents, but the community really pulled together, and I've given something back to them, and obviously I know things that you can't be taught, and I hope that that helps me in my job.
It does. Really. How did you guys meet, Alistair?
At a venue called the Winter Gardens in Cleethorpes. On a Wednesday night, the Bags Ball. It's renowned around the world, or it was. Unfortunately, it's now closed. But, yes, we met in there. I think I was on the dance floor literally on the floor, and Fiona helped me to my feet, and I said...
Oh, you'd fallen over?
He fell over and...
Yes, sort of.
Literally fell for you.
He's been at my feet ever since, I might add.
But actually, this was quite whirlwind. I mean, within 2 months, wasn't it, I think, that you proposed?
Yes.
And you've been together ever since there, and you said, actually, it's that strength that you admire the most.
Yes, certainly is. She's a very strong person, far stronger than myself. And the things that she's overcome in her life, a lot of people, the slightest thing, they don't even get out of bed. But Fiona, she's got out there, she's not only met the world, she's attacked the world and come out on top.
Oh.
When you've also got lovely Evie May, who's looking gorgeous, by the way. You're all teamed and featured.
Look at us, we should be a girl band.
With a purple band.
So on trend.
What do you think of your mum?
I think my mum is a very strong person.
Inspirational?
Yes, very inspirational.
Yeah. She must be. And didn't you recently find, because when you were younger, when you used to see the pictures of you as a baby, you used to scratch the faces off?
It was one blip.
Yeah.
I've always been proud of myself. I've never worried too much about how I look, but I had one bad day and I scratched a photo, and Evie found that just the other day.
And what did you say, Evie, when...
Why did you do that? You're the most beautiful woman in the world.
Oh.
And no need to do that.
Yeah, no, definitely no need.
Don't need to do that. You say, believe in yourself. That's your
Nobody
motto.
can do your fight for you. Whatever you want to achieve in life, you have to get it with both hands and you have to achieve it yourself. Obviously, I've achieved my goals through the support and everything of my family, and I have a beautiful niece and a wonderful nephew, Lloyd, and they're children in my life, and they don't see... I have my family is my bubble, because I'm just so no different to anybody there. So I have been nurtured, and I have achieved what I wanted to achieve, and there's other things still in my path that I've got to conquer yet, and I will get there.
Well, and then, in which case you must come back when you do.
That's it. I want to do a book.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I think it was Richard maybe said you should write
the
a
last
book.
thing he said to me was, and I have a synopsis for a book, but it's just obviously I don't know what you're meant to do.
We'll come back when you've written it.
Yeah,
Thank you all
indeed.
so
Thank
much.
you.
It's
Lovely to meet
see
you all.
We're
Thank
right
you.
back after the news.